But I want people to think, but I'm not trying to think I can save the world. Maybe the world doesn't deserve to be saved.
You're not Christ.
Maybe they only deserve to be entertained before they're all destroyed.
You can't judge who's Christ and who isn't. He may have more Christ in him than you do. You can't really say that.
You will know a tree.
And that's from Mrs. Brady.
It's Marilyn Manson on Bill Maher in 1997.
Wow.
And it's so there's this whole dynamic because it's Bill Maher's politically incorrect, but there's this woman who's like, Marilyn Manson is like the Satanist guy, and this woman is kind of trying to play like the religious person in it. And there's this whole dynamic that's pretty funny. But the other guests, like next to Manson on the couch, is Carol Brady, Florence Henderson,
really?
And then G. Gordon Liddy is on the couch with the other lady. So it's pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, let's just watch it and we can stop it.
Yeah,
and talk about it when you guys have something to say. So this is retro theater, Brutal Planet Media retro fucking theater.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip past this. I'm gonna skip past this monologue because it's pretty dumb.
Author, actor, plumber, and talk radio host. No one else is quite G. Gordon Liddy. Gordon, good to see you. Thank you. And he is the rock music phenomenon who the governor of Oklahoma calls proof that society's moral values continue to crumble. It's huge CD hit. By the way, this is a great album. Antichrist superstar Marilyn Manson. Hey, man. Thank you. Okay. Well,
have any of you guys seen this?
No.
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the full thing.
Okay. We'll cut most of the fat out, but it's pretty good.
All right. I'm glad you're all here. We have, of course, a very controversial figure here, Mrs. Brady. I want to protest something. You want to protest? Already? I haven't even asked the question.
I know, but I want to protest something. I've seen the promotional material for this show. Now, here you've got a guy who, as far as I know, has never even been busted for being impersonating a human being or anything. And I've got 9 felonies for which I'm totally unrepellent, and he is supposed to be the bad guy. Now, what's going on? Where are standards in this country?
That's a good point. You have been to prison. They have tried to arrest you, but they haven't succeeded.
Right. It's the lipstick. If we put some lipstick on him, I think everything will change.
I'd like to see you try. Don't Christian groups need...
Okay, do you know who G. Gordon Liddy is?
No.
I think he had something host. What's that?
He's a radio host.
It's more than that, though. Okay, hold on a sec. Real quick, before we get back into this. G. Gordon Liddy...
He was Wasn't he the vice president for...
He was an FBI agent who was convicted of conspiracy, burglary, and illegal wiretapping for his role in the Watergate scandal during the Nixon administration.
Yeah.
He worked alongside E. Howard Hunt. Liddy organized and directed the burglary of the DNC headquarters in the Watergate building. After 5 of... Okay, so anyway, that's who he is. Back to Bill Maher now. I just wanted to get some context because a lot of people might not even know who that guy is.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, how come Marilyn Manson is viewed as the bad guy when I'm the one with 9 felonies?
Yeah, that's a flex.
Against. Isn't there a symbiotic relationship between whoever they're against, be it you or the gays or whatever, abortion clinics? Don't they need each other?
Or Kathy Lee Gifford,
There's an old saying that the devil has always been the church's best friend because he's kept him in business. And I think, like you're saying, they've picked me to be that. But I don't mind the protesting. I just wish that they would get the facts straight because they think that I do a lot of things. But I'm really about individuality, and that's really the bottom line.
I think you guys have it totally backward. You guys have it totally backward. You're saying that the church needs people like Marilyn and other people to stay in business when actually Marilyn wouldn't even exist.
Manson.
Well, Brian, if we really want to get real here, because that's his real name, that's what his mama named him. But the point is that his album is called
Bill Maher made a great point there. He's like, do you call Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay?
Yeah.
But he would respond. But you know what? Even the name of his album, Antichrist Superstar. If there was no Christ, there would, Christ he needs Christ to stay in business. Because if he's trying to push the envelope against whom? You know, and that's the whole point. I think that when people are talking about
Christ
they show
is
up,
really a
they
metaphor
show up,
there.
yeah, but they
Exactly.
show up at these concerts and they protest. I think it's a sad commentary when we have put it on the slate that only the Christian right thinks that there's something wrong here. I don't know.
Now, there are rumors about what you do, and then there's the reality of what you do. There are, for example, you do rip pages out of the Bible in your concert. You do wipe your ass with the American flag. Some of these things you have to admit are controversial.
Absolutely.
I mean,
they're designed to make people think, but the point with a Bible or a flag is to say it's only as valid as you make it in your heart. A
It's
piece
all
of
about
paper,
perception, isn't it, Marilyn?
a piece of paper or a
Manson.
piece of cloth doesn't mean anything. It's what you believe. And I want people to think about what they believe. I want them to consider if everything they've been taught, if that's what they want to believe or that's what they've been told that they have to believe.
You know, but I agree with that. In a sense, I do.
It's kind of great that the dynamic here is Mrs. Brady is siding with Marilyn Manson
Yeah.
on the panel. So I don't know who this girl is either, but I think he said she was like a former Miss America or something. But the dynamic between her and Manson gets really good. It's pretty funny. This isn't that long either. It's only like 20 minutes.
You agree.
Probably like 10 with me cutting out all the.
Yeah.
In the sense that I have more respect, and some people, you hear me out when you hear this. So I have more respect for this young man than I have for the majority of people in this country. Because 86% of Americans claim to be Christian, Judeo-Christian, whatever.
This young man, is she talking about Marilyn Manson?
Yeah.
It's the only one there.
It's good.
Or else. And they're not. They're hypocrites. But the point is that when I see this young man, you know, it does draw a line in the standard. We need to realize we are in a cultural war, and everyone wants to straddle the fence. Either you are Antichrist or you are Christ. It's as simple as that. Either there are standards or they're not.
In us?
I don't. No, I don't. I don't wipe my rear end with the American flag. And I don't see that giving someone oral sex, giving somebody oral sex on stage. You know,
Have
he
you
wants
been to
to.
the show? I haven't seen that.
Let's take a break. We'll come back to this.
Old enough to remember what a rock band had to do in former days to upset parents. And it really wasn't very much, right? I mean, the Beatles, when they first came out, had long hair. It wasn't really much longer than yours, Gordon. I'm not kidding. It was not long hair, and they were apoplectic.
Talking about that and how people look and their, perception and the way people look at you and go, my God. But you know what? I look back, seriously, I look back at the early Brady Bunch days. I look like the Antichrist. That hair and the skirts and the platforms, right?
We went through some of the things over the course of time. Now, in 1956, when Elvis went on Ed Sullivan, they wouldn't show him below the waist.
Right,
You know this? I mean, this was history.
Yeah, I remember it.
Because that would upset, I guess, America. In 1967, Mick Jagger went on with the Rolling Stones. Ed Sullivan couldn't sing the lyrics, "Let's spend the night together." He had to change it to "Let's spend some time together." And I think along the way, put what the rock groups were prohibited from doing with what kids were doing, there is a difference. I mean, in 1956, when that was what pushed the envelope, the troubles in the school were chewing gum and patent leather shoes that could see up a skirt.
But Bill, I was at
Today,
yeah.
they're throwing babies
Yeah.
out with the bathwater, literally. Now, isn't there a connection there?
Well, I think if parents spent more time trying to censor rock music and art and movies and things like that, and they spent the time teaching their kids to appreciate and understand those things and to know what's right and what's wrong, I think that's more time spent, more value.
It's less about Maryland, but more about the hundreds of thousands of young people. What motivates them?
It's funny. It's like throughout the whole thing, Bill Maher's like Manson. Everyone keeps calling him Marilyn. But this lady, like it gets good because it's almost like she's like really mad at him, but she wants to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Go out, not just him, but Ozzy Osbourne in the 70s, he was real big. What motivates them to go out and buy a quote unquote, so-called demon-possessed young man's album?
But Lakita, more importantly, what possesses him to go out on stage?
No. But see, that's the whole thing. If there were no crowd, if there was no market, he would be out of business. If there weren't people buying his records, making it platinum, and we have to see what's in the psyche of America.
Jordan wants to break in, so to speak.
The drift of this conversation seems to be, at least what I seem to get from you, is a question is Manson and others, are they responsible for the kind of society we have today? And I think that is absolutely backwards. We have a society today without reference to Manson here, in which it is perfectly permitted, and it happens thousands of times, throughout the year, when they take a viable baby from a mother all the way except for the top of the head, shove a scissors through the base of its skull and suck out its brains, and you're complaining about him.
I'm not complaining about
Also,
them. I like
think about this. What if you want to blame rock music for
I
things?
don't
think
think
about
that really happens, though. I honestly think that
Yeah.
those kind of abortions are really rare. But
I agree.
maybe I'm wrong about that.
what the Bible's done. What about Heaven's Gate or Jim Jones or the Ku Klux Klan?
Right.
What they do in the name of
They
Christ.
totally defy the Bible.
Yeah, but-
the Bible says
well,
if you
then
love
it's-
God and hate your brother, you're a liar and God is not in you. Obviously,
Right.
you have not read that.
No,
Because
I've
any
read the Bible.
Klansman-
I'm just
because any
saying what
Klansman
people
who
do in
tries
the
to
name
espouse
of the
Bible is a liar and God isn't in him. So, if we're going to
Agreed.
quote
I'm
the
just
Bible,
saying what
you
people do
complain
in
that
the
people
name
take
of
you out of
God.
context. Don't take the Bible out of context.
Oh, but
Let alone do it.
He is
You know
not
what?
taking
Let
the
alone
Bible out
do
of
it.
context. He is taking Friedrich Nietzsche out of context. That's what
but the Bible certainly has been the inspiration for an amazing amount of un-Bible-like activity.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And there's been more un-Bible-like activity. Look at
You can use
our century. Look at the 20th century. All of the mass murders and killings, and more people have been murdered outside of the name of religion than have been in the name of religion in this century. That was just in the New York Times a year ago.
And that's your big claim
No,
to
it's
fame?
not. It's not. But why does everybody want?
people
Why does everybody want to put the tag on? The Bible is evil, or we need to
No, I'm not
question
saying that. I like the
say
Bible.
that.
I'm just saying I don't like the way people misuse it just as much as people could
Then
misuse
if you
it.
like it, then be the standard and do it. That's the problem.
I like
the
it as a book,
the
just like I
majority
like
of
the Cat
people
in the Hat.
say there's something and they're not. They say there's something and they're not.
I'm sorry.
It's crazy. This is basically what, 30 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like much has changed.
No.
There's something and they're not.
I'm sorry. Okay, now turnabout is fair play. We've been talking about Marilyn Manson and his responsibility to society and so forth. Now, you also have a record out. And I have the lyrics to one of your songs, which I think is more irresponsible than anything on one of his records. Because
Well, shoot, go ahead.
yes, it talks about condoms. And it says, like the condoms, we sell them, but we won't tell them. It ain't safe, even if you got them. So you're telling kids it
Well,
ain't
that's not what it says.
That's what the lyrics
Well,
is.
see, it's
Don't you
rap-
know
I
they got
don't think you
holes?
listen.
It says, don't you know they got holes you can't see? They might stop a baby,
but
but
what
it hardly
about-
stops VD.
Yeah, that's right. That is correct.
That's
Condoms were never
not correct.
That is correct. You need to do your homework. You check the Centers for Disease Control. You check the Centers for Disease Control.
You're
When I
telling-
testified before the Senate in Washington, D.C.,
Were they
as the
there?
Surgeon General, when I testified, it was true. Condoms were never designed to prevent people from getting anything except for pregnant. And we encourage people to use them to stop STDs. There are at least over 50 STDs, counting all the different strains that are out there. 20 of them, at least 20 of them, a condom really can't help you with. Condoms don't
How
care.
could it stop what stops pregnancy without...
I'll pause for a second there, because that sounds kind of crazy, but it's not. It's actually probably not wrong, because like crabs and stuff that are not transmitted through, like there are STDs you can get while you're using a condom. So
Yeah.
I mean, not to defend her, but
Hold on. So she has an album.
she
where
has a
she's
rap
singing
album
about
too.
this stuff?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Let's hold on a sec. What's her name? Lakita Garth. Here, let's.
So while you're looking that up, though, like I'm just wondering. So if you like read her lyrics or something, you could take it a certain way, but she means it a totally different way based on her interpretation, right?
Right.
And isn't that what Marilyn Manson's lyrics are? Like if you actually know the meaning behind his lyrics, they're meant to be thought-provoking and
Right. So check this out. This is interesting. Now it makes sense. Lakita Garth is an American sexual abstinence activist,
Oh.
public speaker, and rapper. Yo, kids, don't have sex. It's bad. Garth was a beauty queen, winning the title of Miss Black California in 1994. In the 90s, she was a frequent guest on Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher, as well as being interviewed by outlets including Vogue and MTV about her advocacy. So it doesn't look like she has done much outside of Politically Incorrect.
Sweet.
So I forgot to mention to you guys that I saw this not too long ago, but do you know whose birthday it was a couple days ago?
No.
They were born on September 13th, 1961 in La Mesa, a suburb of San Diego.
Alice?
Nope. Two parents, Emily Marie and John Jefferson Mustaine.
Oh, your boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
The goat.
The guy who wrote all the music we love.
Yeah. He was born on September 13th, 1961.
birthday
We should-
Dave.
Dave Greyhound Mustaine.
Yeah.
No, we love Dave. We give Dave a hard time, but
Yeah, we do.
I was listening to rest in peace. I was listening to a lot of Megadeth today, obviously. Well, let's get to the end of this. It's almost done. I
Yeah.
promise.
And stopping everything else.
Because the HIV virus is about 450 times smaller than a sperm cell.
And
And if you
warts?
magnify that,
What about warts?
that's about the size of a football field, would be the size
So
of
what
one
you're
sperm
telling
cell
horny
of a football,
teenagers is the
size
only
of a
thing that you
football.
can do is be abstinent. And condoms don't work. So kids are not going to use condoms because they're going to listen to you and figure, well, why should we even use condoms? And that to me is irresponsible.
No,
No
it's not.
sex
It's
equals
responsible because I'm
violence.
telling them the truth.
No
And
sex
we haven't
equals
told people
violence?
the
No,
truth.
you're making an
We
It's the
haven't told
suppression
people
of
the truth.
sex throughout history that's made people so violent. I
In
think.
the women.
That is the
Because
stupidest
you're
thing
making
I've
the
ever heard.
If you feel
That's
guilty,
such a good point. Like, it reminded me, I used to have this like joke about how we just need to like take all the terrorists to strip clubs because like I don't want to go too
Well,
far down the
All these mass shooters are like guys that live in their mom's basement.
they're sexually repressed. Yeah, but I had this whole because I don't want to like go too far down the whole like political rabbit hole, but like people would talk about how like the Muslims or the terrorist people who like want to die when they die they have 72 virgins in heaven, and I don't even know if that's true. That could be complete propaganda, but it does seem like Bill's onto a valid point there, or Marilyn Manson's onto a valid point there about how like sexual repression results in violence. We're getting deep here, guys. We're getting deep.
are.
if you're feeling guilty about having
I've
sex,
never known anyone who
everybody wants to have sex. The world's created through sex.
The
Yes,
irresponsible
this
assumption
is true, and God
the
said
one that you
people
made is that
multiply.
the teenage
So this is so funny. Like I just realized this because I watched this once earlier. But like when Marilyn Manson turns the conversation like that, and he's like, "Everybody wants sex," like that's we're all here because of sex. Watch how her like kind of mood changes in the next.
children are going to have sex no matter what. That's not necessarily true at all.
No, it's not.
Oh, Gordon.
It's not. You know what?
I had a lot of teenage companions when I was a teenager.
Really?
And they were not all running around getting laid.
But he was also in prison, so he's got a different.
Yeah.
But I was as good looking as
whatever.
you are.
As far as being responsible, I take full responsibility for everywhere that I speak when I go out and I
Well-
speak to thousands of young people.
Well, this is good.
And on top of that, I'm encouraging them to do something that is
You
good.
certainly know how to speak, Lakita. Let me tell you
Well,
that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. If I don't get laid, can I sue her because of her lyrics?
No, because I don't have anything. I don't have for anything you get. But I would invite you to come out and hang with me and some of my friends sometime.
We can do a show together.
I'd like to.
She's like, I would invite you to come out and hang out with me.
Now she
It all
now she's
comes
not
out.
against it.
Yeah.
Open-minded. I don't protest
I
Sunday
would
schools. or
love.
anything
I would
like that.
love. I would love to have dinner and just shoot the
Okay.
breeze with you.
Aren't you, Lakita, aren't you hoping
And then
that
you could
you're...
be with Ted Kennedy one day.
Bill's jealous.
Sorry.
No, aren't you hoping that your CD makes a lot of money, just like Marilyn hopes that he does? Isn't that what it's about?
No, it's not.
Maybe with
What is
Michael
that about?
Jackson.
Because I've turned down more jobs than I have ever. I've turned down more jobs than I've ever worked because of I will not expose my body, or I won't use foul language, or I won't spread my legs for just any old Joe that comes around. I have a standard that I live up to, and I'm very frank. I'm upfront. I'm very honest about what I believe.
I hope that you will always be able to live like that.
Well, you know what? I think we should encourage. Other
I hope
young
you don't
people
have
to do that
many
as well.
challenges in life.
I have very many challenges in
Do you?
life. Yes, and I would like to come. I'd like for you to come to dinner with me and
No,
learn
I think
what
it's
the challenges are.
admirable to be. It's very
You can pick
admirable
up
to
the
be
tab.
idealistic. But I want people to think. But I'm not trying to think I can save the world. Maybe the
You
world doesn't
can't save the
deserve to
world
be
because you're
saved.
not Christ.
Maybe they only deserve to be
Oh,
entertained
now, wait
before
a
they're all
second.
destroyed.
You can't judge
couldn't
who's
agree
Christ
more.
and who isn't. He may have more Christ in him than you do. You can't really say that.
You will know it's true.
And that's from Mrs. Brady.
You will know it's
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Mrs. Brady is like the hardest core person on here. All right, let's finish it off.
Yeah, just about perspectives when we were talking about Christ and me being not like Christ. I mean, if you look at things from a different point of view, one person could see Christ as being someone a lot like me. Someone with long hair, had a lot of fans, a lot of people that fought. He had 12 disciples. That could have been his posse, for all we know.
And people
He
were
hung out. He hung out with
Being-
hookers.
But
He
being
drank.
like Christ is
People were
different
against
than
him,
being
and they
Christ.
killed him.
And they killed him.
But being like Christ is different than being Christ.
No, I'm just saying, have a
And I
perspective.
said you're not Christ. It's just like you're not Hitler.
Well, I don't
You're
wanna be
not
Christ.
Genghis Khan, and you're not anyone who's lived and is no longer here on this planet. And so, if we're gonna look at what people said. I
What
didn't
about
say that you
Elvis?
weren't like Christ, but you will know. Definitely not Elvis, because you don't swing your hips like he does. But
You haven't
anyway,
seen me.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what I said. You'd be surprised at what I said. interesting.
Mrs. Brady, I think we've made a love connection.
I think it's on.
You know, we're going to the prom together.
Yeah.
So this is what's interesting here, and this is what something I've always wanted to ask you, Marilyn.
Okay.
And since
Manson!
No, he
Whichever
likes
you like.
Ryan, okay,
For the
whatever,
ladies.
whatever. And since we're on national television, I want to ask you,
Okay.
what standards do you have, and where do you draw the line as far as what is good and what is evil?
I have basic principles that kind of exist in all religions,
Such
even
as?
Christianity.
Such as?
Well, the fundamentals, you know, you don't kill people. You know, a basic good person.
Okay, so
Probably
you
the
belong,
same as yours.
Do you? No, they're not the same. Guaranteed, they're not the same. You are a minister of the Church of Satan.
I'm not a minister of anything.
Okay, because I don't know. Rolling Stone, I've heard that you were into the Church of Satan. I assume that you read the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey.
I read both Bibles.
Okay.
Christian Bible too.
Right. Okay, and we know that the Bible has 10 commandments, not 10 suggestions.
Right.
And there's one commandment in the Book of Satan. What is that commandment?
I don't know. I don't preach
Kill Lakita
either
Garth.
Bible.
You don't. They would like it.
I like how they just like start rolling the credits.
Yeah.
As she's talking. I thought that was good though. Manson's always been like
Yeah, I
just a
love
classy
Manson.
dude.
They'll never make me hate him.
It is funny how like throughout like she starts out as this like adversarial, then she's like, "You should go to dinner with me and my friends."
Yeah.
So that's it. That's
really
throwback
appreciate it.
theater.
Okay.
I would be interested to see not Marilyn Manson, the stage performer, but Brian Warner. I'd like to see him do something similar to what Charlie Kirk did. Is just set up a thing and have dialogue with people. Because the dude is super smart.
Yeah, he's real smart.
And I would really like to hear like him, not the stage made up persona, you know, like just I'd like to hear his real thoughts on some things.
He was one of the best parts of that movie, Bowling for Columbine.
Yeah, I remember that. That
Yeah.
almost made me tear up. That was pretty powerful.
Yeah. He had like the most wisdom in that whole movie, probably.